We'll continue that true stress and true strain concept again. True stress true strain versus engineering stress and engineering strain. Yes. So as we discussed in the last class, we know that engineering stress. So as you said that engineering stress sigma is equal to applied load divided by cross-sectional area, Newton for mm square. Okay, this is you said in the previous class. Yes, it is right. Similarly, engineering strain also you answer that engineering strain, which means is equal to delta L divided by original L. Also, we can write it in change in length. That is what? Final length minus initial length, yeah, or instantaneous length divided by original length. So this is what we know about engineering stress and engineering strain. Now, the new two things, true stress and true strain. And how it's differ true stress from engineering stress, and how it's differ from true strain to engineering strain. At what we can call it as true strain. What exactly the true strain and engineering strain? We know that engineering stress and true stress here I am writing. Now the question is what exactly the true stress? Yes. And similarly, true strain. Yes. This is what cross-sectional area, diameter. So or area it is. This area. This is about length. Okay. So this is what area around about 234 or 224. So now we are applying the load around about 100 kilonewton. Now, so what I can supposed to do for the engineering stress? Just I am taking, just we can solve the engineering stress. And what's supposed to do? We are taking the applied load. That is what according to this formula, what we will take. So 100 kg, 100 kilonewton divided by cross-section area already. So it is in terms of the diameter. We are converting this diameter into the cross-section area. Now I am taking the cross-section area and around about 224. Once you simplify, you will get something value. That is what engineering stress. See what I am taking here. Applied load 100 kilonewton. 100 kilonewton is there, and what I'm taking here the cross-section area, original cross-section area. This is what original cross-section area. So this is what original cross-section. Original cross-section, how much it is? It is initially diameter is around about just you can think about 15 diameter is there. Diameter is about 15. Now I am converting this 15 diameter into a cross-sectional wise. Now cross-sectional wise, how much it is? 224 is there. Now I am taking initial or original area. Applied load divided by original area. Now I am simplifying by taking this formula from the stress. Now I am getting something value which is kilonewton for mm square. This is what engineering stress. What about the true stress? How it's differ from the engineering stress? Just I will take you. True stress is equal to, again it is phi by, similarly P by not A naught. It is AI, means instantaneous area. If you want to calculate the true stress, then you don't consider the original cross-sectional area. This is what original cross-sectional area. If you consider the original cross-sectional area, that is what engineering stress, 224. But if you want to calculate the true stress, or that the particular aim is, or we need to know what exactly the true stress in that situation, which we cannot take the original cross-sectional area, after applying 100 kilonewton, after applying the 100 kilonewton over the sample, what will happen to that sample? With under suspension of 200 kg, definitely, suppose you are applying like this direction, if you are applying a load, definitely this area will be reduced. Definitely the area of the sample will be reduced and length of the sample will be increases around about 200 to 220. Now the cross-sectional area is 15 initially. Now it is 15 initially minus 5. Now it is around about 10 mm or 10 mm square or 10 mm diameter, which is around about 224 initial diameter. Now it is reduced 200 mm square. See, this is 2 mm square. Now is what we are taken here, 224 we are taken for the engineering stress. Now I am calculating the true stress. That is what now I am considering the instantaneous area. Instantaneous area means after conducting a test, after applying a load on that particular sample, what will be the value? What will be the value? Because I am applying a 100 kg compression load, now the cross-section area of the sample means diameter of the sample will be reduced. Obviously diameter will reduce, definitely the area of that sample will be reduced after applying a load. Now definitely the instead of original area 224, now I'm taking 200 because reduced area. If you are taken 200 mm, now I'm solving this true stress. Apply load is again same, it is 100 kilo Newton divided by, now after applying 100 kilonewton, the cross-sectional area will be reduced. Now we are getting diameter around about 15 to 10. 5 mm will be reduced. With respect to I am taking the 200 mm. 200 mm square. Yes. Now this is what? True stress. Now we can simplify. We will get a true stress, that is sigma dash. Hope you understand. After conducting, what will be the value of this sample? After conducting a test, what will be the value of that? What will be the value of that sample? If you consider after conducting a test, what will be that value? Changed value, if you are consider, that is instantaneous area. If you consider the instantaneous area after conducting whichever the value you are collecting, that is what true stress, that is what instantaneous area. So by applied load divided by instantaneous area, that is what true stress. If you want simple stress, don't want true stress, I want engineering stress, simple case. In engineering stress, applied load as it is said. Now original cross-section area initially how much it is, that is what I wanted. Only that we can take this original dimension of that sample, that is what engineering stress. Both are very, very important, especially this true stress is experimentally, which we are going to tell something with experimentally, not theoretically. Practically and experimentally, we can talk about the value of that particular stress value of that particular sample. In that sense, we need to take this instantaneous method, or this is the instantaneous stress. Because suppose if you are taking like this, because this is the big sample is there, now you are applying load here. Yes, now here you are applying a tensile load or compression load around about 100 kilonewton you are applying here. Due to this load, because this is so larger in length, because here we are applying
Hello, sir.
tensile load. Yes, am I audible?
Sir, Shashi Kumar is waiting in the lobby, sir, from that time.
Okay. Shashi Kumar. Here is not shown. So Shashi Kumar is not shown here, yeah. Only 3 people are there. Bandaya and one more is 3876944 and 745 last number 12, last number 76 and so Bandaya. So only 3 people are here. Shashi Kumar.
Okay. Now he messaged me, sir. So that from that time I am waiting in the lobby. Please say, sir, like that.
Okay. So he's informed him to leave the meeting and again he joined the meeting. So maybe it is work out. First he leave the meeting and he can once again he rejoin. So leave the meeting and he tell him to rejoin the meeting. Maybe it is shows his name. Definitely I will also admit him. Okay. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
I have told him.
That's okay. Inform him. Now coming to the point. This is what. So why it's important, sir? Why it is instantaneous or a true stress method is why it is important means that's what I will tell you. So here we have a larger length or larger cross-section area of the sample. Now I'm applying a 100 kg kilonewton at the beginning end at the right end or left end. You can also take it is at the beginning end. I'm applying here. I am applying 100 kilonewton at this area only, up to this only. This is affected to the load. Only this area will be reduced, not this area, because I am applying a point load at the first end or right end. This is the left end or back end. This is the front end. I am applying 10 kilonewton due to the 100 kilonewton. Due to 100 kilonewton, only a certain area is under suspension of the 10, affected by the applied load. Only here I can expect up to here there will be a reduce in cross-section area. What about this area? Nothing will be changes in this area. Here there will be a cross-section area will be reduced and length will be increases. So now what we are taking per engineering stress, we are taking overall diameter, overall length how much it is. Initially 200, now it is plus 20, 220. We are considered overall change in the length, and orally we are taken all this. Orally we are taken all. Only we are applying here, but we are considering overall reduction in the cross-section area. That is what initial cross-sectional area. Exactly what happens if you are considering like this. What happens, because here there are 3 portions are there. Only this area something value will get at the same value and the same. We are expecting the same value in the second also. This will sustaining 100 kg. We are expecting the second portion also to withstand the 100 kg. No, it's not. Sometimes it will not happen because this area, suppose this area is weaker than this portion. Suppose this area is weaker than this portion. Only this portion you are calculating, because this is a larger in length. Only this portion you are applying the load, and you are not calculating the stress and all these things. Okay. Now only this portion you know. Okay, how much it should be withstand? It could be 100 kilonewton. It should be withstand, and up to 100 kg you can apply. Nothing will be happens. Only 2 mm, 3 mm will be reduced. Suppose if you apply 100 kilonewton at this portion, suppose maybe it will reduce more than this. What will happen? So what we'll do? Suppose here only 2 mm is reduced. Based on this, what you can say? Based on this, it is that will be withstanded. Only the reduction in cross-section area is 2 mm. You are saying based on this information. Suppose the same load I am applying here, what will happen? Here it will be 4 mm will be reduced. Suppose the same load I am applying here is a 6 mm will be reduced. What we are expecting? Only 2 mm will be reduced, because only we are examining this portion only. What about this portion and this portion? If it is only this portion only is this much, okay, let it be, no problem. Because this up to this portion, if that will be withstanding the 100 kilonewton, only the deformation will take place only 2 mm. But what about this portion and this portion? That's what That's what this, once we can calculating orally, we cannot understanding the what about the second part and fourth, second and third portion. Sometimes maybe this portion is weaker than this, and maybe this portion is weaker than these two, because here 4 mm reduction, here the 3 mm is reduction, which means this portion is weaker than this, and this portion is weaker than this and this. Now you can calculate the 2 mm plus 4 mm plus 6 mm. That is what total reduction in. Total reduction is 2, 4 plus 6, 10, 12 mm is reduction. Based on this, you can apply. This is what instantaneous area. 2 mm reduction, definitely we will get the diameter or area will be a different. Some certain amount of diameter, we can certain value we will get about the diameter here. Or area will be here. This area will be different, this area will be different. Take the average of all this area, then you can calculate the stress. Then only we can understanding the this portion, and this portion. This is what sum of all instantaneous area. Sum of all instantaneous area. Now I know the thorough behavior of the entire cross section, not only to this end or not only to this end. Now I get the information from this end to this end how it behaves, because I'm applying the n number of loads. That is what instantaneous load 1, instantaneous load 2, instantaneous load 3. Based on the instantaneous load, we will get the instantaneous reduction in diameter. Reduction in diameter is 2 mm, reduction in diameter is 4 mm, reduction in diameter is 6 mm. While doing like this, from here to here, I know the behavior of that particular sheet or particular instrument or particular that material or particular that element. I know about the entire area. I know about the properties. I know about their capacity. I know about their withstanding capacity with respect to the same load. If that portion will give the each and every portion will give the 2 mm, then what I can say? You can apply anywhere in the throughout the section, that will give the same reduction, because from here to here I can say it is perfect and strong. You can apply in this portion, you can apply in this portion, you can apply in this portion, that will give the same values, nothing will get changes. Then I know the total full information about this total sheet or structure. Then I can surely suggest to the workers or engineers, you can apply anywhere. Nothing will be happens. Otherwise, what I can say, no, only that end will be very strong, that will withstand the 100 kilonewton. Only the reduction is 2 mm. If you are applying second portion, no, that is weaker than this. Don't apply the 100 kilonewton. You can apply 80 kilonewton. If you apply 100 kilonewton, the reduction will be a 4 mm. So I have to compensate for 2 mm. You can change the load 100 kg to 90 or 80. You can come to the third portion. Third portion is weaker than the 2. Now you don't go 100 kilonewton. You just go for 80 kilonewton. That we can expect to be 2 mm. Here also 2 mm. Here also 2 mm. Here also 2 mm. Based on this instantaneous concept, which we can understand throughout the section how it behaves under 100 kg or 100 kilonewton. Definitely, this is very, very important. Suppose only one end we are calculating. What about the other end? What about this end? If this end will give the same value, how can you say this is confidently? No, because at one section we can get a different values. Because definitely there will be a weaker portion in the entire section. Which we can examine the entire section. Then only we can come to know from this end to this end how much it is. If this end to this end will give the same values with respect to the applied load, then you can suggest this entire structure will be a strong. You can apply anywhere that entire structure. You can apply anywhere load. Nothing will be changed. Here, this also strong and this also strong. Yeah, anywhere, wherever you can apply, nothing happens to that sample. That is what we can understand through stress. But only engineering stress, only we are applying here. Only that there will be changes in this portion. Now we are calculating all. Then we are calculating the stress. This is theoretically. Practically, if you want to know the each and every portion, each and every section of that particular structure or component, we have to apply the true stress concept. Then only we can understand the. This is what instantaneous area. Point one, because what is the area? Second load, what is the area? And third load, what is the area? That is what we can say it is an instantaneous area. Instantaneous area 1, because first load, first portion, instantaneous area 1 plus instantaneous area 2 plus instantaneous area 3. So average of all these three. Now I know the total deformation and total behavior of this structure and machine component. Hope you understand. This is what instantaneous. Yes. If you want to calculate the if you want to calculate the engineering stress, simply we can take the original cross-sectional area of the sample, or that is what in. Or if you want to calculate the true stress, don't take the original cross-sectional area. After conducting, what will be the value of that particular sample? So after conducting, what about the dimensions? Definitely after conducting, there will be a changes in that sample. If you are considering the after conducting a test, whatever the values you got, if you consider that values, that is what instantaneous values with respect to area or with respect to lengthwise. That is what with respect to lengthwise, that is what change in length to the original length. Hope you understand this. After conducting, after conducting the experiment, so what will be the value of that particular sample or structure? That is what that values, if you are taken, that is what true stress. Coming to the true strain, so how I can calculate this true stress? Simple. Here, same example I will take here. Now I will make 3 portions. Now I am applying here load. Area will be reduced. Length of the sample is overall length of the sample initially how much it is? Overall length of the sample how much it is? 200 mm. So area you can, so overall area of the sample you can 250 you can take initially. Okay, now I am applying, there are 3 portions are there in the one single structure. Now I am applying tensile load here or compression load here. Here there will be a cross-section area. There will be a reduction in the cross-sectional area or 2 mm. If 2 mm cross-section area will be reduction in this portion, definitely length will be increased in this portion. Initially this length will be the overall length. You can take it as an overall length 200 mm. Due to this 100 kilonewton, area initially how much it is, this portion is 100 mm or it is 50 mm. Now total overall, so 150 we can take. This is 50, this is 50 and this is 50 initially. So total 150 length is there. Now I am applying a load, area will be reduced now. Length, definitely length will be increased. For first instantaneous load, I get 2 mm reduction in cross-sectional area, 2 mm reduction in cross-sectional area. Definitely length is how much? Length is about, because of reduction in the cross-sectional area, definitely length will be increased. Round about how much it is? Round about 10 mm is increases. Now 60 mm. Length will be changed now. How much? 60 mm length. Again, I am applying a load. Again, 100 kilonewton I am applying here. Again, the cross section will be reduced. Same 2 mm will be reduced. Okay. As a result, now I am getting the change in the length. Again, 10 mm is increases. Again, I am applying. Again, the cross section will be reduced. Length will be increased. Again, 10 mm length will be increases. Plus 10 equal to 60. Plus 10 mm. Plus 10 mm. Here also plus 10 mm is equal to 60. See here, 60 plus 60 plus 60. Now how much it is? 120 plus 60, 180. Now 180 mm. Initially how much it is length? Initially it is 150. Due to the applied load, that is instantaneous load 1, instantaneous load 1, instantaneous load 2, instantaneous load 3. Instantaneous load. Now I get the, because cross-sectional area will reduce as a result of cross-sectional area, reduction in cross-sectional area. Now I am getting a change in the length. Change in the length means increases in the length. 10 mm is increased. Second, similarly, I am applying a second load in the second portion. Again, reduction in the cross-sectional area. As a result, I am getting again 10 mm is increases. Again, I'm applying a third load, third instantaneous load. As a result, reduction in cross-sectional area. So now I'm getting the change in the length. Again, 10 mm is increases. Total 60 plus 60 plus 60, 180. Now the overall length will be a 180 mm is increases. So this is same. I can take it. Similarly, I will take this strain values like this here. This is what instantaneous change. That's what instantaneous strains. These are all instantaneous strains. Instantaneous strain 1, instantaneous strain 2, instantaneous strain 3. Now I will write summation of change in length. Initially, how much it is? 0. 0 means how will you write it? Final length. Final length means L1 minus L0 divided by L1, because this is L1, this is L1, this is L2, this is L3, because instantaneous change 1, instantaneous change 2, instantaneous change 3 with respect to length. Now, how will I take here? The true strain is equal to L1, because L1 is a change in length, 60, initially it is 50, L1 minus L1 how much is 50, L0 is how much? 50 divided by L0, 50 plus. Next, I am applying the second instantaneous load. As a result of second instantaneous load, I will get the second change in the length. With respect to length, there will be instantaneous length too. Now I will take L2 minus L1 divided by L1. Yes, per second, L2 is a change in the length. L1 is the basic. L1 how much it is? L1 is around about 60. Now it is totally L2 is 60 plus 70. So L2. So this value will just leave it this value. Now we have taken L2. Now L2 is a second. Second I am applying second instantaneous load. Now is the L2. L2 minus origin L1, because this origin is 0, L0, 50. Now L1. This is the origin for this L2, because this is L2. Second, I am a second instantaneous load, because this is the bigger than this. Now this is plus 20 encoding, 70. This is 30 encoding. This is what? 80. Like this. Now again, I am applying the third load plus L3 minus L2 divided by L2. Again, you can take one more portion. Again, it is a cross-sectional area is big. Again, I wanted to apply the instantaneous load. As a result, you can get the L4. Again, I will take plus L4 minus L3 divided by L3. If you want to one more, again you can take L5 minus L4 divided by L4. If you want one more, you can take L6 minus L5 divided by L5. So it's continue. It's go on. It's continuing. How much instantaneous length we will take? That much of instantaneous length. That is what? Sum of all instantaneous lengths, or sum of all changes in the length. Sum of all changes in the, how much instantaneous load you can take. This is what we can say it is a true strain. True strain. Change in length to the original length divided by original length plus second. L2 means second change in the length minus original length. L1 is the original for the L2. L2 is the original for the L3. And L3 is the original for L4. L4 is the change in length with respect to L3. L5 is change in length with respect to L4. This is what sum of in the instantaneous changes in the length. Okay, but this is very big summation of this is bigger formula. So we will reduce this into there is a small derivation is there. By applying the small, just we are establishing the relationship between true stress and true strain. true stress and engineering strain. The relationship between true strain and engineering strain. There will be a small derivation. That is what relationship between the engineering strain and true strain. Engineering strain and true strain. Relationship between true strain and engineering strain. Engineering strain. There will be a small derivation. Once we derive that small derivation, definitely we will get a simplified formula or simplified formula for the true strain, because this is the bigger one. This is so how much you will take. So like this will be go on, this is continuing. This is difficulty to calculate at this format, that we will convert into a small formula by deriving small derivation. That is what relationship between true strain and engineering strain. Once we derive this derivation, we will get a small formula for the true strain. That will be very helpful to calculate the true strain of the particular sample or particular element. That is what we will getting through the relationship between true strain and engineering strain. Hope you understand this concept of true stress and true strain. Yes? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Hope you understand this. So in future, we will calculate we have some very small numericals based on this true stress and true stress. Just to keep remembering this formula. Engineering stress, original cross-sectional area, apply load divided by original cross-sectional area. Engineering strain, normal, change in length to the original length. True stress is apply load divided by instantaneous cross-sectional area, Newton for mm square or kilonewton per mm square. If they are calculate the true strain, this is the formula. But this formula we will simplify it and we will get the small formula. So after the establishing the relationship between the engineering stress and engineering strain and true strain. Okay. So just to remember now you remember all these three formulas. This one and this one and this one. Later we will simplify this. We will get one more simplified form of this. We will get that. We will remember it for the small numericals. Yes. Shall I wrap this? Yes. Time up, or we will continue another 10 minutes. How many of you there? Only 3, 4 steps. Okay. Shall we continue or stop? Hello?
Your wish, sir. As your wish.
As my wish. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow, okay? Na? Because
Okay.
it's time. Okay, sure, time. No problem. We'll continue tomorrow. We'll discuss about the one more concept I just left. That is what offset method. Offset method for those materials will not show the yield point. That one that is offset method or proof stress method. Tomorrow we'll discuss the proof stress method. Proof stress method. When we apply this proof stress method means which materials will not show their yield point. Some materials will directly show the yield point, that we can easily determine the stiffness value of that particular material. If some materials will not show the not straight line, some materials will not show the lower yield and upper yield point. Directly they will go for the ultimate and then they will come to the fracture. Some materials will just, for example, mild steel material will show the yield point, upper and a lower yield point. For example, copper and aluminum will not show the yield point. But yield point is very, very important for us. Suppose that such kinds of materials will not show the yield point. Sir, how we will find out in the yield point? That is what a question arises in our mind. That is, we have one method. That is what proof stress method. We can apply that proof stress method for such kinds of materials, which we can get the yield point. Materials. Okay, tomorrow we'll discuss that. No problem.
Okay, sir.
Right, sir. Thank you. Okay.
Attendance.
Attendance is automatically we will take the attendance because we have Excel sheet here. Definitely the sub will maintain your attendance. No problem. The sub will maintain your attendance. No problem. So we will that definitely that will give the Excel sheet for us. No problem.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. 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 Welcome.
Hello. Hello.
Later. Stop. Okay. Right.